For more information on Judge Mathis, go to www.judgemathistv.com.
Now at 5, the battle is over.
I don't know what happened to me.
Mega lie or mega mistake? The admission, the tears, the case for charges. 19 Action News all over this story. Cops, search dogs on a major nationwide manhunt. 4 people murdered, several kids abducted. Tonight, the man at the center of an Amber Alert. Scott Peterson gets his way. Tonight, Lacey Peterson's family will not find justice at home, and this has to hurt. Talk about getting nailed. 19 Action News at 5 starts right now.
You're watching Cleveland's CBS 19. Live. Everywhere news is breaking. 19 Action News at 5 starts now.
But I know what I picked. I know what I lost.
That was then. This is now.
The numbers were so overwhelming. I did buy a ticket, and I lost it.
Now, Alicia Battle's not talking at all. Tonight, she's being called a mega liar. Good evening, I'm David Whitman.
And I'm Lena Lai. The mega mess is finally over tonight. 19 Action News with all the angles covered. Scott McFarland with the emotional admission. Denise Strelzik with the case for charges. And Jawan Strader with the talk of the town. Yes, the battle is over. Let's get things started with Scott at the Battlegrounds in Cleveland. Scott.
Alicia Battle is a liar at worst, a very careless woman at best. She has officially dropped her lawsuit. And it's also official now, she is not getting a penny.
I'm not a bad person. I'm not. The past is the past. Everyone has a past. I'm a good person.
In front of cameras from across the world, Alicia Battle says she was wrong. She says she finally saw the winning ticket and realized it wasn't hers.
I wanted to win so bad for my kids. My family, and I apologize to my attorney and to anyone who was inconvenienced.
Her husband by her side. Battle broke down several times today. She says she's dropping her lawsuit and says she did buy a ticket and did lose it, but if you think that's a bunch of bull, wait till you hear what her lawyer had to say.
I'm happy that she has the guts, the humanity, the decency to go to the bottom and to do it in front of the world. Well, I'll tell you what. You got mine, kiddo. I'm going to be with you. Thanks for everything.
Back live now. Earlier this afternoon, we paid a visit to Rebecca Jamison, the real winner. She wasn't home, but Alicia Battle was home about an hour ago. This is her home here. We knocked on her door, asked to speak to her. She says she'd rather not go in front of the cameras anymore. In fact, she says she wants to drop out of public view. Way too late for that, Alicia. Live tonight, Scott McFarland, 19 Action News.
All right, Scott, thanks. Now, okay, whether she made a mistake or whether she lied about it, it still leaves room for charges to be filed against Alicia Battle. 19 Action News reporter Denise Strelzik live now outside the South Euclid Police Department. Denise, what are the chances she will be charged?
Well, they're very good. In fact, tonight, South Euclid police here saying they now have something they were missing in their investigation into this lost ticket. Tonight, Alicia Battles will be lucky if she can avoid jail time.
I apologize to Rebecca Jamison, and I wish her well. I really do.
Alicia Battles fesses up with TV cameras rolling. She says she bought a Mega Millions ticket, lost it, but was overwhelmed with her need to win.
I just wanted my life to change. People that I could help, life change.
19 Action News crews were listening, and so was someone else, investigator Kevin Needert.
Yes, I watched the press conference. I'm not really all that surprised, to be honest with you.
But when Battles filed the police report, she was so convincing, the officer wrote, when asked to write down how she picked these numbers, comp or complainant, did not hesitate while writing it out. The report even says comp or complainant did break down and cry doing this. Well, now Alicia Battles has something else to cry about. The criminal charges she'll now face for filing a false report.
When do you think we might see an arrest? Sometime next week, you think?
I would think that the case probably will come to a head. I don't like to use the term arrest because there's a lot of ways that something can be handled, but by the beginning of next week, sure.
Now, if Alicia Battles is convicted, she faces up to 6 months in jail and/or a $1,000 fine. Most of the people we talked about this today saying, what was she thinking? In South Euclid, Denise Strelzik, 19 Action News.
All right, thanks, Denise. Okay, let's not forget all those people who were digging through the snow the other night trying to find the winning ticket. Jawan Strader continues our team coverage outside the Quick Shop in South Euclid. Jawan.
Yeah, Lena, I tell you that people coming in and out of the Quick Shop have their own opinions on Alicia Battle coming clean. Now, you may remember it was here around the store that people were actually helping her look for that winning ticket. They were going around beside the store, behind it, doing whatever they could to try and help Alicia Battle find the winning ticket. And I tell you, now, even though that she didn't say she was lying in the press conference, folks here at the Quick Shop believe she did.
She never had it, and she just made a big issue out of it. She stopped me from watching TV because I know she was lying.
I think she was lying. Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, she didn't have no proof. She didn't have the ticket. And with our records, you know.
I think she thought nobody would claim it, and she decided, hey, here's another scam. And if she wasn't, I think she should have produced the old ticket. I think that was the easiest way to prove that she wasn't lying. Show me something.
And that was basically the consensus here. Of course, we'll have a little bit more on this at 6 o'clock. Live from South Euclid, Jawan Strader, 19 Action News.
19 Action News continues to stay right on top of this story. What a talker this has been. Our crews are out all over this story, working on new details to bring you on 19 Action News at 6.
Cleveland Indians outfielder Milton Bradley heading back to court tomorrow after a Cuyahoga Falls judge refuses to dismiss the failure to comply charge in his speeding case. Bradley clocked doing 52 in a 25 last August. Hey, maybe he read the sign backwards. He's also charged with failure to comply when police stopped him, and Bradley refused to sign the speeding ticket.
A follow-up tonight now on the court battle between Cleveland cops and the city. No decision yet on the police union's efforts to reverse those 250 layoffs. 19 Action News senior correspondent Matt Stevens live tonight outside the Justice Center downtown. Matt.
Yeah, David, day 2 now complete. Witnesses for the city on the stand all afternoon after the CPPA rested its case and the judge denied the city's motion to dismiss. Union President Bob Beck dominated the morning session, telling Judge Richard McMonigle that no matter what city officials say about their deployment plans, there are fatal flaws everywhere because of the shortage of manpower, training, and equipment. Beck called the mothballing of department helicopters a major mistake and an embarrassment.
On orange alert, helicopters are a major part of any plan. Here in Cleveland, we're laying off police officers. Maybe we're on pink alert.
Yes, I think we've made a point here, and people need to know what kind of impact the loss of this many police officers will have upon their daily lives.
This afternoon, Deputy Chief of Operations Tim Hennessy testified that he believes the department can still perform its basic duties of responding to 911 calls and investigating crimes, the session ending with Finance Director Robert Baker explaining the budget-cutting process. And so we'll go to day 3 with more city witnesses on the stand in the morning and a decision from Judge McMonigle expected by afternoon. But remember, either way it goes, this is going to the appeals court, and so the layoffs will continue at least for a couple of months and possibly forever. Live at the Justice Center, Matt Stevens, 19 Action News.
Akron police, though, faring a bit better in contract talks. Their union getting a 3-year deal with 2% raises each of the years. The deal similar to a contract recently adopted by the firefighters in Akron. Stark County golfers, Tam O'Shanter Golf Course about to become a thing of the past. The fairways getting dug up for a housing development. All 36 holes, gonzo. The new homes will cost between $300,000 and $500,000 per.
Ooh, well, you can't really break out the clubs, but it has been a lot warmer today compared to yesterday. People still bundled up, though, but nowhere near the number of layers we saw yesterday. 19 Action News meteorologist Jeff Tanchak in the Storm Center. Boy, was it freezing last night.
Oh, man, it's going to come back as well, the Arctic air. Yeah, we're not seeing the, you know, everybody doing this and the scarves and stuff. All right, here we go. Dominion Dual Doppler radar. An interesting feature I would like to analyze if I could. We have another cold front that's just on our doorstep here, okay? It's actually coming down from the north and northeast. We just saw enough convergence to that. Look at what happened here. Little lake-enhanced band of snow. And it's pretty much holding stationary here through western Lake County into the Chardon area, northern Trumbull County. Within this band, we are getting reports of moderate snow, and we could see a quick 1 to 2 inches. But notice how this runway of snow is kind of shrinking a little bit, okay? We think that trend will continue. So bottom line throughout the night, just flurries. Let's check out the evening forecast then. Mid-20s, we were well into the 20s today for highs, and then flurries right through midnight. And oh boy, tomorrow looks like the Arctic air makes a return. I'll talk more about that, and snow depths throughout the viewing area. Wait until you see this. That's coming up in my 19 Action News forecast. From the Storm Center, meteorologist Jeff Tanchak, 19 Action News. Back to you guys.
All right, Jeff, see you in just a little bit. When the temperatures drop, the heating bills rise, making them too much for some people to pay. If you find yourself in that position, Dominion East Ohio is taking applications to get you some help. You can call at 800-282-0880. You can also get those applications online at the Ohio Department of Development website. It's hard to imagine the cold weather as a weapon, but listen up. This child abuse hotline's heating up during the cold snap. Ed Gallick investigates, new at 6.
19 Action News is everywhere. An abduction alert near Akron. Some bad kids busted in Medina, and the king lives in Lakewood. Plus,
an all-out manhunt in Georgia. Cops hot on the trail of a man accused of murder and kidnapping. The developing details from the scene next.
And a real-life gun scare in an Ohio classroom. What he was planning to do has parents fearing for their kids.
And you can be a survivor. Grab a pen and paper. We're going to be telling you how you can be on the CBS show as 19 Action News at 5 continues. An Amber Alert out now for a Georgia man police believe killed 4 people, one of them just a baby. He's also suspected of kidnapping 3 young girls. 19 Action News reporter Ryan Deal has the developing story now from Ranger, Georgia.
A nationwide manhunt is underway for a man accused of killing 4 relatives and abducting 3 children. The murders taking place in a rural Georgia town where authorities have now issued an Amber Alert, hoping to find the children before it is too late. Deep in the woods of northwest Georgia, investigators are searching for clues in a methodical murder spree. Authorities believe 31-year-old Jerry Jones murdered 4 family members, including his young baby.
We've got 2 different scenes, 2 different houses, 2 bodies in each. One, a 10-month-old child is dead.
3 other children are missing and feared kidnapped by Jones. Authorities have issued a nationwide Amber Alert to find them. 2 of the girls are daughters of Jones. 1 is a former stepdaughter.
Man right here.
Jones is a familiar face to local officials.
I've had him in the Gordon County Jail for traffic violations. I need him back in the jail for murder.
While authorities race to find the suspect and a motive, relatives believe a tangled web of broken relationships triggered the killings.
My understanding is that he just went on the warpath and decided to take everybody's life.
Authorities fear 3 more lives are still at risk as the hunt for Jones and the children goes on. Authorities aren't sure where Jones is headed, but they do say he has already threatened to harm those children. In Ranger, Georgia, I'm Ryan Deal for CBS News. Now back to you.
All right, thanks, Ryan. 2 murdered and a baby left behind alive. 19 Action News taking you across America. Our first stop, Massachusetts. A mother and daughter found dead in their home. The girl, the daughter of former Boston Bruin John Carter. The grandparents found the gruesome scene. 12-year-old Alyssa Presti was stabbed to death. Her mother also murdered. A 2-year-old boy was found alive in his crib. Police say Carter is not a suspect. Tucson now, a bobcat attacks this man, going right for his throat. And how about this? The guy's wife jumps to the rescue. She wrestled with the wild cat, finally kicked it off her man. He had to get rabies shots. The bobcat, in the meantime, got away.
And in North Carolina, talk about your dumb moves. A bank robber flashed a gun and then promptly dropped his driver's license. The cops now know who's behind a rash of bank robberies, an unemployed handyman named Alfred Hemrick Jr. Why not just mail the police your resume? And well, now finding something for him to do with his time will not be a problem.
Now he'll be making driver's licenses.
All right, we're looking for some clues here. Do you have anything over there? I got his license.
Yeah.
That's good.
That'll do, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, a bit of a surprise just occurred a couple hours here. Computer models didn't really pick up on this, but we have a little, like, sausage-shaped area of snow, kielbasa, if you will. We'll show you that on the old radar. Let's go to the chopper now. It's still dry around greater Cleveland, and where are we looking at here? I'm sorry? Oh, we're in Akron.
Yay.
Whoa, they're
We're
flying.
everywhere.
Oh, Akron. This is 76 here, Akron. Now, cloudy sky, and we have a few flurries around. But I want to show you the radar. Boy, you guys are flying well inland today. Well, this is what I was talking about, yeah. Now, check this out. This is right along the leading edge of the next surge of Arctic air. It's just kind of moving west and then down towards the southeast here. But Chardon, we are seeing some moderate snow. The whole area has been shrinking, but East Lake, Paynesville, Chardon, there you go, light to moderate snow coming down. We think this area will continue to shrink. Generally, we're just calling for flurries here tonight, but East Lake, Willoughby, you can see the western end of this sausage is kind of moving from north to south here. But bottom line, it's all east, and this is a little bit of lake enhancement. Now, let's go to the graphics here, Dominion Weather Net temperatures. And it hasn't been all that cold. 29 downtown here, 26 Columbia Station, and the wind is relatively light. Now, snow on the ground from the lake effect that we've seen the previous 2 days. And look at this, we just have them kind of coming in and out. Conneaut, 14 inches on the ground. We have Chardon at 10 inches, although you're probably seeing a little more with the snow that's falling right now. Madison, 8 inches, and where's the big one here? Ashtabula, there you go, 22 inches. Now let's compare and contrast. Hopkins, 1 inch on the ground. Akron-Canton, a trace. So you get the picture. It was a relatively easy forecast, all right? You forecast a west wind, and those are the areas that will see it, okay? The Lake County, the traditional snow belts. All right, let's move on here. 27-15, high and low so far today, normal 33. And this is that front that's causing the snow currently. Another area of Arctic high pressure will come down tomorrow. It's going to be more of a north and northeast wind, all right? So we are thinking that there could be a few flurries coming off of Lake Erie. In fact, you could just start to see the leading edge of it right now past Buffalo, 24 degrees. That's the air that's coming down. Another system off to the south, we're thinking that will stay to the south. So we have some light snow around Columbus. And look at the forecast highs tomorrow will only be in the upper teens, maybe near 20. And look at Buffalo for a high, 6 degrees. That's going to mean a cold end of the week around here. All right, light snow flurries right now to the east. Mid-teens by morning and a northeast wind 4 to 9 miles per hour. Mixed clouds and sun, few flurries around. Nothing big, but blustery, and it's back to the deep freeze here. 19 degrees, 16 on Saturday. And then look at the changes we head into Sunday, Monday here in advance of the next system. Mid-30s. In fact, we could see a little mixed sleet, snow, and windy with this next guy before we turn colder again the middle part of the week. So that's an interesting 7-day forecast. Temperatures kind of doing this a little bit.
Chilly.
All right.
Right.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Hey, your shot at being the ultimate survivor, and David Guest may be hiding from Liza Minnelli. But first, Harrison Ford is now free to marry Callista Flockhart. That story tops our buzz tonight. Harrison Ford's divorce from Melissa Matheson Ford is final. They were married for 18 years after meeting on the set of the movie Apocalypse Now. Ford's been with Ally McBeal star Flockhart for about 2 years. No word yet if they're talking about marriage. Liza Minnelli showed up in a New York courtroom. David Guest, a no-show. Liza's lawyer is accusing Guest of hiding in Hawaii to avoid pretrial questioning in their divorce case. But Guest people say he is just recuperating. You see, Guest is suing Liza for $10 million, saying she beat him so badly he suffers from permanent damage.
Do you think you have what it takes to become the ultimate survivor? You want to meet Jeff Probst? You want to have your torch extinguished? You can be part of America's favorite reality show, Survivor Tryouts, tomorrow, noon to 4 at Howl at the Moon in the Flats. But before you head down there, there's one thing you have to do. It's your challenge, if you will. You have to fill out an application. You find it through our website, 19actionnews.com. Again, Survivor Tryouts tomorrow, noon to 4, Howl at the Moon. Be there.
Well, it won't be long before it's legal for the person next to you to be packing heat. Next, we go inside the controversy over the new concealed weapons law here in Ohio.
Parents beware, new at 5:30, 19 Action News gets the truth behind an abduction scare here in Summit County.
Then at 6, we're getting to the heart of the matter, inside medical miracles being done right here on the North Coast.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Taylor. Coming up tonight at 11, more Dirty Dining. This time, our investigation uncovered cockroaches at one of your favorite places to eat. 5 different times, customers saw the little buggers. One customer complained it actually crawled right across their plate while they were eating. More Dirty Dining tonight at 11.
Bon appetit! And tonight, after 19 Action News at 11, David Letterman welcomes Nathan Lane and Ruben Studdard, The Idol, The Late Show. Tonight, immediately following 19 Action News at 11.
A Dayton area student puts a gun to a classmate's head at school. This on the same day the Ohio House and Senate approve a concealed weapons bill. 19 Action News covering Ohio. We start now at Brookville High School. Police taking this kid out of class after he just plain tried to take a kid out. He pulled a loaded .38 out and put it to a classmate's head. Teachers quickly jumped the student and grabbed the gun away before he could fire. They're being called heroes tonight. Governor Bob Taft, a hero to gun fanatics. He says he'll sign the bill that lets you pack pistols in your purse into law. Under the bill, if you want to pack heat, prepare to pay, have a background check, and get trained on the gun. And while no one else on the street will know if you have one, we will. Reporters will be able to find out who's carrying them.
Another new law on the books tonight, changes in the rules of the road for teen drivers. As of today, a student teacher may be in the front seat with your teen if his or her training manager is in the back seat. And a student's parents or guardian must now sign up a student for driver's ed, not the student himself. And student drivers with disabilities must now have accommodations made for them to take that final road test.
Oh, yeah, you'll be heading out soon with Maggie. More gray hair coming.
No peace tonight for the family of Lacey Peterson. Scott Peterson gets a big win in court. New at 5:30, find out how it will affect his murder trial.
And new disturbing details about the doctor accused in the death of former Beatle George Harrison. 19 Action News digging up dirt in the controversy, rocking the music world.
Do you know blue suede shoes?
Sure, I think.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show.
It's the King's birthday, and here he is at the Lakewood Giant Eagle. He's really Mike Simpson, but for his die-hard fans in Lakewood, whether it's paper or plastic, they all agree that the King lives.
Today on Elvis.
And that's the way it's been for Mike since 1986. He's got the posing, the posturing, and the pelvis going on. He could use some work when it comes to produce.
No, that's not parsley.
The leather, the lip.
He loves Elvis Presley.
Thank you very much.
Hey, King, don't get any ideas about that peanut butter.
He's a really, really wonderful guy. Great, friendly personality.
Elvis is my man.
He'll sing.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
He'll sign autographs. He seems to prefer Giant Eagle receipts.
Hey, Elvis, you're my hero, but you were supposed to wait to marry me.
He is a charmer. He'll even carry out your order to the car or to the bus stop.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can also catch Mike at Jacobs Field during the baseball season where he is an usher. And here's a little trivia that only his close personal friends know. This Elvis is a Steelers fan.
Oh.
Maybe he ought to leave the building. Well, there's so much more happening right now in the North Coast and around the country. Let's head over to Ryan.
Thank you very much, David. That was my Elvis. 19 Action News is everywhere, working on tonight's top stories at 5:30.
I'm not a bad person. I'm not. The past is the past. Everyone has a past.
Well, she finally cracked. You knew this was coming. Coming up, Alicia Battle's news conference, raw and uncut. Talk about getting nailed. Look what ended up in this guy's skull. How in the heck did this happen? And so many people want this guy hung. The judge says Scott Peterson can't get a fair trial in his hometown. They're taking the murder trial on the road. Denise.
Ryan Peterson, of course, accused of killing his wife, Lacey, and their unborn son. New at 5:30 now, Peterson says he didn't do it, but who knows when he'll get the chance to tell it to the jury. Chris Lawrence reports.
Scott Peterson's murder trial would have been the most famous case ever tried in Modesto, California. But it's all that attention that probably got the trial moved.
I don't understand all this media coverage. You know, a child dies every 11 seconds in Africa from AIDS. You guys ought to be there covering that, man.
Lacey Peterson's stepfather criticized the intense coverage that began when his stepdaughter disappeared a year ago on Christmas Eve. The pictures of the pregnant young woman were broadcast all over the country, and the stories only intensified when her husband was charged with murdering her. A judge ruled Thursday Scott Peterson couldn't get a fair trial in his dead wife's hometown. The prosecution polled potential jurors in Los Angeles and Sacramento and found their answers identical to residents of Modesto. They said the coverage was so extensive across California, there's no point in moving the trial. Defense attorneys said Peterson had been demonized, and the prosecution's argument can be boiled down to an old adage. Sure, we can give him a fair trial, then we'll take him out and hang him. The judge ordered the case moved out of the county.
That was Chris Lawrence reporting. The judge had 3 choices: keep the case in Modesto, move it out of the county, or pick a jury somewhere else and bust them in every day.
What kind of moron would bring his kids to get autographs from a dying celebrity? George Harrison's family wants $10 million from his doctor. They say Gil Letterman brought his 3 kids to the former Beatles' deathbed and forced George to autograph his son's guitar. You see it here in a National Enquirer photo. Harrison's family wants the autographs back. The doc says he'll give them to charity.
More boos than cheers for Kobe Bryant last night. Every time he got the ball, he got heckled. This was the first time he played in Colorado since the rape case hit the news. The host team, the Denver Nuggets, only gave credentials to sports reporters. Sure, that was going to keep anyone from asking about the boos.
I mean, I don't pay attention to it. I'm out there playing basketball. You know, you can't please everybody. Some people gonna boo you, some people don't.
And Bryant is due back in court for more hearings in the case that could determine his future. The family of the boy in the middle of the Michael Jackson case firing another shot tonight. They're angry about the leak of a child welfare memo. The memo said the boy told investigators Jackson never sexually abused him. That memo went up on a website last month. Children's Services is investigating.
We have breaking news to report right now. A guy threatening to kill 3 little girls one by one. Can the cops find him in time? Now, police say this guy's already killed 4 people, and now his 2 little girls and stepdaughter are in danger. Police say they have a chain gang waiting for Jerry Jones. They think he gunned down his former in-laws and his own 10-month-old baby. His ex is out of town visiting her boyfriend. Detectives say he called her after the murders and said, "If you call the cops, I'll kill the kids one by one."
Wow, well, this will just make you sick. Police have now arrested a music teacher for having sex with an 11-year-old boy. Police arrested 49-year-old Carol Flanagan in West Palm Beach. The boy is 13 years old now, but police say she first seduced him almost 2 years ago. So how'd they find out? Well, the boy's mom found a sexy text message on the kid's cell phone, and he spilled the whole story. Police won't call it an attempted abduction, but they are keeping an extra cautious eye on shopping areas in Springfield Township after what could have been a child luring. An 11-year-old girl told her mom that a man said, "Come here," to her while she was shopping at the Walmart. That's on Arlington Road. While shopping at a checkpoint, the girl and her mother saw the man again. They didn't think much of it till they got home. That's when they called police.
It's always safe to err on the side of caution. We've contacted local jurisdictions to see if there's any unsolved abductions or any unsolved attempted abductions fitting a person of this description. We have not found any.
Never know. Police say the incident underscores the need to be aware of anyone approaching you or your children. If you're suspicious, intervene immediately.
As cold as it's been lately, being outside for any length of time can be dangerous, especially for children. But believe it or not, we found some standing in the Arctic blast, locked out of their school. 19 Action News reporter Chuck Coletti on top of this story.
With old man winter's chill in the air, things heating up at Waterson Lake Elementary in Cleveland as parents are steaming mad their children have been left in the cold and not allowed into the school until 9:10 a.m.
They come out here and they stand out in the cold. I mean, they could let them in the gym on days like this, and especially yesterday. It was cold.
Because I have to start work on Monday, and I have to be there at 9, and I just asked her if I can drop them off at 8:45 and they can stand by the window, but she said no, nobody's gonna watch them or whatnot.
And while a lot of parents believe leaving the kids out in the cold is wrong, other parents have a complete different view.
The parents are dropping the students off too early in the morning. If you want your son or your daughter to stay out here and freeze, that's your fault. You leave them out here, they're gonna get cold.
As for the principal, she had no comment other than to say they have no one on staff to watch the children. As for the Board of Education, they said it was a babysitting issue. So while it's obvious different schools have different policies, One thing's for sure, the kids are still left in the cold. I'm Chuck Aletti, 19 Action News.
Well, they're not saying where, but the feds are working undercover looking for dirty bombs. They're going around with high-tech equipment hidden in briefcases and golf bags, looking for weapons terrorists might use. So far, only one hit. They found radiation coming from a storage unit in Las Vegas. Turns out it was something used for treating cancer. Another case of SARS in China now. A 20-year-old waitress went to the hospital on New Year's Eve with a fever. The word comes just as the first patient was allowed to go home. Tonight, China is doing a mass cleanup. The main targets, rats, roaches, flies, mosquitoes, all suspected of carrying SARS.
Rescue teams in Iran lost hope of finding earthquake survivors a long time ago. Now this. They pulled a 57-year-old man out of the rubble. We're talking almost 2 weeks, buried alive in his own house. The man, named Jalil, didn't have any food, but he somehow did have water to drink. Last Saturday, rescuers found a 97-year-old woman alive.
Wow, that is amazing.
Never give up hope.
Whew.
Still ahead on 19 Action News, she said it's her money and she's going to fight for it. Yeah, right. Hear Alicia battle now, raw and uncut.
Then you've got to see the guy who got brained with a nail gun.
And talk about a love boat. Go on board the new Queen Mary. Marquina.
All right, temperatures were a little better today, but we need to brace for more. Yes, I said more bitter cold. Take a look at Dominion WeatherNet. This is the warmest we've been in a couple days. Temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. But we've got more cold on the way. I'll tell you when it gets here, how cold it'll get, and more snow is in the forecast. Details coming up.
You're watching 19 Action News. You're watching 19 Action News.
Welcome back. More Army families will be planning funerals after another deadly day in Iraq.
9 soldiers died when their Black Hawk chopper went down. Terry Okita has the latest.
The American soldiers were on a medical evacuation mission near the town of Fallujah, a hotbed of insurgency, when their helicopter went down. All 9 on board were killed.
The cause of the crash is unknown at this time. A quick reaction force has secured the area, and an investigation is underway.
Witnesses fill in some of the details. One farmer says a rocket hit the tail of the helicopter. It then erupted into a ball of flames. It's the 3rd deadly chopper crash near Fallujah in 2 months. And another American soldier was killed at a base just outside Baghdad after guerrillas launched a mortar attack near his sleeping quarters. The coalition is hoping a new prisoner amnesty program will help put a stop to some of the insurgency. Family members cheered when more than 100 Iraqi prisoners were freed from the country's most infamous jail.
We classify them as low-level violators, minor violators, and we believe those individuals can be won over.
As a goodwill gesture, U.S. officials plan to release some 500 prisoners detained across Iraq.
But winning hearts and minds may not be that easy. Insurgents targeted a U.S. Air Force transport plane carrying 63 people. It was forced to make an emergency landing in Baghdad. In Washington, Terry Okita, 19 Action News.
And almost 500 Americans have now been killed in Iraq since the war started last March.
And there is much more to come on 19 Action News.
It's a miracle this guy is walking and talking after literally getting nailed. First, here's David.
Thanks, Denise. Ryan, tonight at 6, baby-faced bandits busted. Some kitty cat burglars went on a wild spree. New at 6, the evidence that stopped their crime wave cold. Plus, and tonight after 19 Action News at 11, David Letterman welcomes Nathan Lane and American Idol Ruben Studdard. The Late Show tonight, immediately following 19 Action News.
You're watching 19 Action News.
Who's crying now? Alicia Battle finally comes clean, but her mega mess might not be over. She might be crying all the way to jail.
That's right, and you've heard some of what she had to say in her news conference today. Of course, she wouldn't take any questions, just made a statement. Now let's take a listen to her remarks, live and uncut.
It just took over me. I don't know what happened to me. It was just like I stated, it was just so overwhelming. And again, I even apologize to anyone that inconvenienced them. No one knows how I felt at that time. I mean, it was just, I can't even describe how I felt. I just wanted my life to change. People that I could help, life changed. It was so many things, the Cleveland police, I could even help change their lives too. I wanted to help them too. And I'm not a bad person. I'm not. The past is the past. Everyone has a past. I'm a good person. I'm a good mom. I have wonderful children, and I don't want anything to hurt them. And I just want everyone to know how I'm feeling right now. I'm in pain. A lot of it. A lot of pain. But I just want the world to know. I apologize for any inconvenience. And I just want to get back to normal.
Alicia Battle, in her own words. Following this latest twist, what do you think should happen to Alicia Battle if they prove she's lying? Here's tonight's viewer reaction.
I believe that Alicia Battle should face criminal charges if she lied about having the ticket or not.
I believe that she should be held accountable, and, you know, that was a dirty thing for her to do. So I think they should press charges on her or do something to her.
I think that she and her henpecked husband both should be locked up.
I believe she should be prosecuted to the fullest extent. She should also have to go out in the snow, the coldest day in the history of Cleveland, hopefully, and shovel snow for all those people that went out to that store looking for that ticket.
I believe Mrs. Battle should be jailed for filing a false police report, fined for being stupid enough to think that anyone could pull off the stunt, and community service for insulting the public's intelligence.
There you have it. Tell us what you think. Log on to 19actionnews.com and answer our web poll. Then watch 19 Action News at 10 on 43 The Block for the results.
Ouch. Well, a 21-year-old gets out of the hospital only 4 days after a co-worker at his construction site shot a 3.5-inch nail right in his head. Now see this. Jed Bryant of South Dakota is walking and talking today. Just a few days ago, a co-worker accidentally shot him with a nail with 90 pounds of pressure, shot it right into his skull. Look at that. Surgeons removed the nail, and it was just a quarter-inch from his brainstem. He's expected to make a full recovery. To Portland now, where the airport is shut down because of ice. Look at these pictures from above Portland International Airport. The runways, planes, everything just coated with ice. Crews plan to work through the day to get the place up and running for Friday's flights.
Introducing the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. You're looking at the first solo piloted aircraft designed to fly non-stop around the world. The flight will happen this year, piloted by Richard Branson or Steve Fawcett. They estimate the flight will take about 80 hours. Queen Elizabeth names the world's largest ocean liner the Queen Mary II. The ship will offer luxury trips across the Atlantic. It has 15 restaurants, a theater, a cinema, even an art gallery, so there's always plenty to do. I heard this wasn't her first choice for names, though. She was thinking about the Princess Anne, but now it's a sore subject.
But then, of course, after the dog.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Nix that.
Well, a cruise would be nice right about now, don't you think?
It
Somewhere
would be nice.
warm.
What do you mean? We came up a little bit here today.
You know, actually, I can tell.
Only upper 20s
feels
around
a little
here.
warmer.
Yeah. Short-lived, though, guys, so don't get too happy.
Great.
We've got teens for highs again in the very near future. Take a look at Viper. You can see we've got snow in the area. This kind of came out of nowhere. Now we're seeing some light to moderate rain showers in parts of Menor, Willoughby, seeing some snow all the way through parts of Lake and Geauga County, northern Ashtabula, or southern Ashtabula County and northern Trumbull County. So that's what we're seeing right now is a little bit of light snow. As far as what we saw in Ashtabula County, about 22 inches of snow is what they saw. Can you believe it? 22 inches of snow. Other places, 15 inches in Thompson, Conneaut, about 14. Chardon about 10 inches of snow, Madison about 8 inches. And there's a big difference. Look at Hopkins, about 1 inch of snow, Akron-Canton, a trace. Mansfield, only about a trace of snow. So a big difference there compared to the 22 inches of snow that they saw in Ashland. Today we topped out at 28 degrees, the low 14 normal spread, 33.19 record high, 66 degrees set back in 1937. Current temperatures a little bit, just a little bit better than they were this time yesterday. Upper 20s we're seeing in Parma, Bedford, Chardon. Ravenna, your current temperature is 24 degrees. Akron, you're at 26 degrees. Wind chills, not a big deal today even. 20 degrees is what it feels like when you step outside at Bedford. You don't have the gloves on, perhaps it feels like 20 degrees on those hands. All right, we've got more cold air coming through. There's the cold front just off to our north, and it's going to slide down, and as it does, it will reinforce the cold air, meaning we will get more cold air in here. Here's an Arctic high, and watch how it slides down, and we will see highs again as soon as tomorrow, only in the teens. We're looking at 19 for a high tomorrow. Tonight, we're looking for a low of 17 degrees in Cleveland. So for tonight, we'll call it cloudy, light snow, few flurries, temperature between 15 and 19 degrees. We're back in the deep freeze, I tell you. For tomorrow, mixed sky, flurries, blustery with temperatures between 15 and 19 degrees. So we are not done with the cold just yet, and certainly not done with the flurries. Taking a look at the next 7 days, we see teens for a couple days, and then look at Saturday and Sunday. We start to try to warm up here, the big warm up as we head towards Sunday. Saturday, 16 degrees, but look at 35 on Sunday, Monday 35. Tuesday, we're up to 25 degrees, so we're kind of doing the roller coaster thing with temperatures, but definitely the snow is not going anywhere. Saturday, 16 degrees is what we're looking at with snow, and then a mix as we head toward Monday. So, I don't know, a cruise may not be such a bad idea.
Yeah, 30s are looking good.
Yeah, 30s look good. You know it's cold.
All right, thanks, Kina.
Well, a big weekend of playoff matchups coming up for us.
Yeah, and you know, we were the home of the Browns all year, so we had all those games for you. Now when the big games are coming, we're going to have those for you, too, this weekend, too. Yeah. Cleveland, CBS 19 is your home for the AFC playoffs. Saturday night primetime, 8 o'clock, Tennessee at New England, and then Sunday at 1, it's the Colts in Kansas City with the Chiefs. In New England, the hot commodity is the Homeland Defense T-shirt. United States Homeland Defense leader Tom Ridge is not on the T-shirt, but the Patriots' top defensive players are. The Patriots were unbeaten at home this year. And in Indianapolis, Sister Mary John 10T is hoping for some divine intervention. The good sister is making the round of an Indy hospital in Colts colors, getting patients and staff fired up for the game against the Chiefs.
She needs to take lessons from Sister Mary Assumpta and pass out cookies.
She needs to
it's
start
the cookies that are the
go.
good luck,
Maybe
too.
she'll get in a movie. Who knows?
All right.
All right, there's a lot more ahead on 19 Action News coming up.
Back-to-back miracles at the Cleveland Clinic. We'll meet a woman who got a new life for the new year.
You're watching 19 Action News. You're watching 19 Action News.
Tonight at 11, our Scott Taylor goes undercover to expose health code violations at your favorite places to eat. Here's a look ahead to the next dirty dining investigation. Scott's found some creepy crawlers that might make you change your dinner plans.
At this new place, 5 customers have seen the little buggers and complained.
That's disgusting. Very disgusting.
Violation. On 3 separate occasions, health inspectors have confirmed the sightings of these cockroaches. Come on.
I wouldn't eat there.
Cockroaches mean a no-no for you.
Wouldn't they mean a no-no for anybody?
Cockroaches, that's enough to qualify for our next 19 Action News Dirty Dish Award winner. I'm going to name that restaurant tonight at 11. I hope it's not your favorite place to eat. Scott Taylor, 19 Action News.
Yuck. Tonight at 11, Scott not only warns us about certain restaurants, he'll also tell you about some of the cleanest places to eat. More dirty dining at 11. And there's, I guess, hot chocolate on the menu in the Storm Center because it's another cold one, Markina.
Not just in the Storm Center, Ryan. Hot chocolate sounds good all the way around. You're going to need it as you head towards the next couple of days. Here's a look at your forecast. Some light snow through tonight. Bitter cold temperatures. We're talking teens for highs. We're back in the mild realm, though. Look at it. Back to freezing. That means only 32 degrees. That's mild. Yep. We've got more on your forecast coming up in just a little bit. 19 Action News at 6. starts right now.
You're watching Cleveland's CBS 19. Live. Everywhere news is breaking. 19 Action News at 6 starts now.
I want to win so bad for my kids.
She started the whole mega mess, but the truth comes out and we have battles cry. Good evening. I'm Denise DeFalla.
And I'm David Whitman. Thanks for tuning in to 19 Action News at 6. She says she wanted to win so badly, but who doesn't want to win the lottery?
Yeah.
But would you make it up? 19 Action News has live team coverage on the story the whole country's talking about now. Joanne Strader is live in South Euclid where the winning ticket was purchased. Scott McFarland live in Cleveland outside Alicia Battle's house for what she had to say.
Personnel budget.
Yeah, good evening, David. We are live outside the house. Alicia Battles was here earlier today but just left. She either made a very bad decision or is a very bad liar. Today she comes clean and admits what so many of us already suspected. Of course she didn't have the winning ticket.
I can't even describe how I felt. I just wanted my life to change. People that I could help, life changed.
Can't tell if they're crocodile tears or real tears, but Alicia Battle broke down several times today. No, she didn't have the winning ticket, but she says the jackpot was so high, so incredible, she wasn't thinking straight.
I wanted it so bad. I mean, I just wanted it so bad to change my life. It was just overwhelming.
Battle says she was mistaken, that she really bought a ticket, really did lose it, and really thought she had the right numbers. A very hard story to swallow when you consider her long criminal record.
She's a wonderful person. If she wasn't wonderful, I wouldn't have married her.
I'm a good person. I'm a good mom. I have wonderful children, and I don't want anything to hurt them.
Yeah, so Alicia Battles was home today. When we showed up with our camera, she went storming off. She said she's sick of being on camera, but when you tell a $162 story like that one, that's what you get. Alicia Battles now may be in bigger trouble than just camera work. Live tonight, Scott McFarland, 19 Action News.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well, this woman had people digging through the snow looking for that lost ticket. 19 Action News reporter Joanne Strader continues our live team coverage now at the winning store in South Euclid. Joanne.
Yeah, Denise, a lot of mixed opinions on Alicia Battle and her coming clean. Of course, like you just said, Denise, this is the area, as you can see there, where people were actually searching, digging through the snow, looking for what they thought was the lost ticket and also the big winner. Now, even though Battle didn't say that she was lying about losing the winning ticket, folks here at the Quick Shop believe she did.
She never had it, and she just made a big issue out of it. She stopped me from watching TV because I know she was lying.
I think she was lying. Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, she didn't have no proof. She didn't have the ticket. And with our records, you know.
I think she thought nobody would claim it, and she decided, hey, here's another scam. And if she wasn't, I think she should have produced the old ticket. I think that was the easiest way to prove that she wasn't lying. Show me something.
And that was the consensus from many that we spoke to here in South Euclid. Also, many wondering what type of punishment she'll face and when. Live from South Euclid, Joanne Strader, 19 Action News.
All right, Joanne. Well, Battle's mistake or lie, fabrication, whatever you want to brand it, could cost her some jail time. Our live team coverage continues now at the South Euclid Police Department with 19 Action News reporter Denise Strelzik.
Well, David, investigators here say they're not surprised to hear Alicia Battle come out and all but admit that she lied about having this winning ticket, but they say she may have pushed her luck a little too far this time.
It just took over me. I don't know what happened to me. It was just like I stated. It was just so overwhelming.
Alicia Battles comes clean, all but coming out and saying she lied about buying and then losing the winning $162 million ticket. She says she's mega sorry.
I apologize for any inconvenience, and I just want to get back to normal.
That may be hard to do now that police know she filed a false report At first, they took that report, but did question the odds of her story being true.
But you looked at the report and, you know, on the face of it, there was nothing glaring there that said, geez, you know, this person may not be telling the truth. You kind of had some doubts only from the fact that, you know, somebody came in and reported a missing lottery ticket, and you're thinking, what's the odds of this actually happening?
Now police will be treating something else as legit, Alicia Battle's public apology.
I personally would like the opportunity to sit down and talk to her and find out what her motivation was and get the answers coming directly from her instead of in front of a news camera.
Police say it's now just a matter of time before Battles will have to deal with a misfortune she created right here on her own. And if she's convicted, Alicia Battles faces up to 6 months in jail and or a $1,000 fine. And this one won't be up to Lady Luck to decide. It'll be up to a judge to decide what, if any, punishment she ends up getting. In South Euclid, Denise Strelzik, 19 Action News.
Well, when we found out that somebody in Ohio won the $162 million mega jackpot, nobody expected it to be so contentious and so controversial. But the battle is now over, or is it? More on what's next in this mega mess tonight on 19 Action News at 10 and 11.
Well, day 2 of the police union's lawsuit against the city. Tough talk from the witness stand by the union's top dog. Let's get the latest on the crisis in Cleveland now. 19 Action News senior correspondent Matt Stevens live at the Justice Center.
Yeah, Denise, has been quite a battle here, too. A battle over what the city has done to try to reduce a $61 million budget deficit. The city saying the city is still safe. The other side saying not a chance.
Union attorneys saved their big gun for last. Union President Bob Beck, who policed Cleveland streets for over 20 years, too.
I've been shot, stabbed, beat up, run down. Because I care about the citizens of this community. And just like other police officers have. And I think that the citizens respect that. Citizens need that. And what's going on here today with these cuts is a terrible thing. And it is in my humble opinion, a gross abuse of the discretion that's granted to a mayor.
Beck testified that the layoffs and the mothballing of police helicopters leave Cleveland vulnerable to criminals and terrorists.
We're on orange alert. Helicopters are a major part of any plan. Here in Cleveland, we're laying off police officers. Maybe we're on pink alert.
Beck admitted he wasn't allowed to be there for weeks of budget meetings that led to the layoffs. City Finance Director Robert Baker was there, and today he testified that because the police division comprises 42% of the city's personnel budget, the cuts couldn't be avoided, even after he found ways to raise money.
We proposed increasing fees and charges for over 103 items. And all of those monies accrues to the general fund.
And the city council approved those increases, but they weren't nearly enough to offset that $61 million deficit. Final city witnesses tomorrow, and then a decision, and then an appeal either way. Live at the Justice Center, Matt Stevens, 19 Action News.
All right, thanks, Matt. Police departments across the country are taking advantage of Cleveland's financial hardship. Police recruiters from Alaska are in Cleveland now taking applications. Last month, officers from Atlanta were in town looking to snatch up a few men and women in blue. A hit-and-run driver turns herself in, facing charges for plowing into 2 people in the Warehouse District. Adrienne Burrows will go to court tomorrow. Investigators say last month she left the scene of the crash, took off on foot after she drove a van through an intersection along West 6th Street, leaving a man with a fractured skull and a woman with a broken arm and hip.
You've heard the term, that's cold. This may take the cake. Tonight, 19 Action News uncovers how some parents may be using the bitter cold weather as a weapon. Only on 19 Action News now, Ed Gallick joins us to show us how.
David, you've got to be pretty cold-hearted to make your kids suffer in frigid weather like this, but believe it or not, social workers have gotten a flurry of calls this week about parents doing just that. 19 Action News taking you inside the Cuyahoga County Kids Hotline. 24/7 calls come in about abuse and neglect. Lately, tips about moms and dads sending kids into the cold with no winter coats. Others making kids stay in apartments with no heat or electricity in weather like this. Can you believe it? Social workers say they often take kids away from adults more concerned about getting drunk or high than keeping the little ones warm.
We do get calls where it is a direct result of a significant problem in that adult's life, drugs and alcohol, maybe domestic violence, which is putting those children at risk, and then we deal with that issue. And just the symptom of the being cold is easy to resolve. We have to deal with that underlying issue at that point.
Now, sometimes a family simply runs out of money, but no excuse for making kids suffer. Social workers say they can get emergency help for families, and if you see abuse or neglect in Cuyahoga County, call this number, 696-KIDS. Reporting live, Ed Gallick, 19 Action News.
Well, what's up with this? Parents of kids at a Cleveland elementary school are steaming mad that their kids are being left out in the cold. Students at Watterson Lake Elementary School are not allowed inside the building until 10 after 9. That's it. Many of them end up standing out in the cold because working parents dropped them off long before that. The principal didn't have much, nada, zippo, nada, to talk to us. Didn't have a thing to say. The school board says it's a babysitting issue.
Wow. Well, it's a first at the Cleveland Clinic. 2 double lung heart transplants within just 2 weeks. 19 Action News reporter Don Kendrick now with the story of second chances that came on the wings of a rare surgery and a strong spirit.
Since Terry Hoylman was 9 months old, her world has been limited and dictated by
doctors, hospitals, and medicine.
Her failing heart destroyed her lungs. 4 previous open heart surgeries weren't enough. Her only option, a heart and double lung transplant.
Because I know if it hadn't happened, I would be dead. They didn't give me very long.
Think about it. Can you even imagine being 33 years old and never able to remember getting up just a couple steps without being out of breath? Well, now, sky's the limit for Terry. And get this, she's not alone. Within 2 weeks of her surgery, another double lung heart transplant here at the Cleveland Clinic. Another success.
This could very seldom happen. And it's just by chance and circumstances that suddenly the organs are there.
And a feisty, don't try to stop me now spirit that soared.
I told everybody from the get-go not to worry, that I was going to be fine. Nobody believed me, so I just had to prove it to them.
That enormous will to live that makes them irresistible as patients. You really feel that you have to do something that's good for this person. You just can't let her go. When I look at her today, it's a joy of a day.
A new year with a renewed resolution.
Just enjoy life, because now I can do a world of things I couldn't do before.
New lungs, a new heart, and a new life. What do you do with all that?
Anything I want.
At the Cleveland Clinic, I'm Dawn Kendrick, 19 Action News.
And Hoylman heads home to Syracuse on Monday, forever thankful for the unsung heroes in this story, the organ donors and their families.
Wow, what a heart she has, even though the one that's beating inside her chest tonight is somebody else.
Unbelievable, and doesn't it remind you to make every day precious and count?
They all count.
Well, 19 Action News at 6, just getting cranked up tonight. Next, kitty criminals busted in the act. Their crime spree ends at a vending machine. The dirty details next.
You can have your own $1 million moment. Get ready to write down details on how you can be on the next edition of Survivor.
And the tribe signs a closer named Jose. Nah, not that guy. Brian Duffy beefs up the bullpen. Coming up, Jeff.
Okay, we still have some light snow falling Lake Geauga County, and don't look now, it's another Arctic blast. Wow, I'll give you all the details. My 19 Action News forecast after the break. Stick around.
You're watching 19 Action News. You're watching 19 Action News.
CDs, CD players, cell phones, money, that's part of the loot that a band of crooks has ripped off in Medina, a group police are calling Kid Crooks. The mini crime wave was stopped when a police officer nabbed 2 very young criminals.
19 Action News reporter Paul Orlowski has the story from Medina.
The parking lot of the Medina Village Apartments has been fair game for car burglars lately. Burglars who hit dozens of unlocked cars and took whatever wasn't tied down. The case was solved when a police officer got suspicious when he saw the culprits out on an early morning spending spree with their ill-gotten gains.
They claimed they were getting a can of pop at the nursing home, and so he escorted them home.
If that sounds like an odd place to be spending stolen loot or an odd police solution, consider this. The thieves were a 13-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl, a brother and sister bandit team. The kitty cat burglar team was so good, they set up an alarm clock to wake them in the middle of the night to go out stealing.
The stuff that was taken isn't worth a great deal of money, but, value aside, it represents troubling behavior.
particularly for the 8-year-old.
In fact, they said that one time he slept through his alarm, but the sister woke him up. So she was an active participant.
It wasn't all penny ante theft. At the housing complex office, a TV VCR combo, radios, and other items were taken.
I would just rather stop it.
Okay.
Okay, please, sir.
No way we can get any
Understand?
pictures of the footprint of the chair or anything like that?
No.
An office manager didn't want to talk, but fortunately the kid's mother did when she found the stolen loot and busted the baby Bonnie and Clyde. In Medina, Paul Orlowski, 19 Action News.
Well, police tell 19 Action News the kid crook's mother is not in any trouble because, after all, she called police as soon as she knew something was amiss. But the kids, well, that's another story. Juvenile authorities have some future things to tell them and show them.
I bet they do. Well, hey, now's your chance to get a spot on Cleveland's favorite reality show. Survivor tryouts are coming to Northeast Ohio tomorrow. Tanchek, you cannot try out. You can try your hand, though, from noon to 4 at Hout the Moon Saloon in the Flats. But there's a catch, of course. First, you need to fill out an application, and you can find it through our website, 19actionnews.com.
Well, you know, if Jeff could go, I know what his luxury item would be. It would be the Dominion Dual Doppler.
Oh, yeah. Can I bring my radar? Actually, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't last a day on that island because it's like, where's the nearest fast food joint? What is this place
There's no
here?
McDonald's there for you.
Right. All right, here we go, 19 Action News Chopper. And if you're traveling east of Cleveland, we still have a little bit of light snow in the area. Boy, I'll tell you, this thing kind of just, you know, sparked up on us here. We were hanging around the weather office. Anyway, beautiful shot there of Key Tower, just a cloudy sky. But we're hanging around the weather office today doing our forecast. And all of a sudden, Marquina Brown is like, hey, guys, what's that popping up there? I'm like, oh, it'll probably just end up being a few flurries. All of a sudden, we get this moderate band of snow that popped up with the leading edge of the Arctic air. There's actually a front right here. We call it a backdoor cold front because it's coming in from the north and northeast. But it is beginning to fizzle out. But earlier around Willoughby, Menor, Chardon, we had some moderate snow here for a few hours. So a good 2 inches perhaps in this area since this afternoon. But like I said, it's just fizzling out, basically just some light snow and flurries. You can see greater Cleveland dry down in Manaway. But leading edge, okay, of Arctic air. We have another blast on the way. All right, let's check out some temperatures here. Hey, 29. How about that? Downtown, 25 Columbia Station, 26 degrees Millersburg. Made it up well into the 20s today, and a light wind out there that'll shift north and northeast. Let's talk about the snow depth on the ground. Ashtabula, 22. You know, we talked about it all night last night. Thompson, 15 inches there, and we have Conneaut at 14. Now, let's compare what's happening on the other side, all right, the west side in the south. Hopkins, 1 inch, Akron, Canton, Trace, and we have a trace of snow there at Mansfield. Well, the official high ended up being 28 after a early morning low. This occurred just after midnight, 14. Temperatures have been going up ever since, and a sunset time of 5:15. Here we go, the big picture, and this is that front that sparked off that little runway of snow that extended out over the lake, then into the Lake County, northern Geauga County. This Arctic high is going to settle down, and it's going to be another blast. In fact, so cold, you'll be able to smell Santa Claus's cologne, as I like to say, because right now it's 22 Buffalo, and you can see where the heart of this Arctic air is. And it's coming down again. There's another disturbance off to the south. Here you go. A little bit of light snow flurries. Columbus down into West Virginia. That'll miss us, but this is going to be the big story. 17 for the high, and look at Buffalo. Now, these are the air temperature highs tomorrow, 6 degrees. So obviously it's going to be another shot of frigid air here for tomorrow, then on into Saturday. 15 to 19, northeast wind 4 to 9, and a little bit of light snow and flurries around. Temperatures holding steady tomorrow in the teens, if not slowly falling during the afternoon, and the wind will pick up. That means sub-zero wind chills again. Take the 7. 16 on Saturday. That's it. And we could see a few lake effect flurries around. And with that northeast wind, it could be just about anywhere, even west of Cleveland. But I'm not expecting any accumulation. 35 Sunday, we do warm up. Next system on Monday, mix. Maybe some sleet, snow, 35 as we go above freezing again, only to be followed by another shot of Arctic air by the middle part of the week. More snow. There you go. Hope you enjoy it.
Santa Claus's cologne?
You can smell Santa Claus's cologne. It's coming straight down from the Arctic.
What does he wear?
He's a Stetson boy.
Okay. I would have thought more Old Spice. It's right. Kind of old guard. 19 Action News working on brand new stories for tonight at 11.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Taylor. Coming up tonight at 11, more Dirty Dining. This time, our investigation uncovered cockroaches at one of your favorite places to eat. 5 different times, customers saw the little buggers. One customer complained it actually crawled right across their plate while they were eating. More Dirty Dining tonight at 11.
I didn't order this. The Cavaliers did not bring their offense to face Air Canada last night.
Yeah, what's up with that, though?
What kind of dressing do you use on cockroaches exactly?
Ooh.
None. You run.
Yeah, hey, get used to this with the Cavaliers. They're young, they're just going to be inconsistent. That's the way it goes. They've got one of the best players in the game, so at least you got something to watch. We'll be right back with a Cavalier story as 19 Action News rolls on.
You're watching 19 Action News. You're watching 19 Action News.
What is up? It was not a good start to the Cavaliers' 6-game road swing. The Cavaliers forced bad shots. They settled for jump shots, and the offense just wasn't there as they lost in Toronto last night. Tomorrow night in Boston, Cavaliers have to be more aggressive, getting to the rack. That will lead to more trips to the foul line. It's going to be a very interesting night as the Cavaliers and Celtics meet for the first time since the Ricky Davis trade. Kedrick Brown, Tony Battie, and Eric Williams return to Boston.
I was in that situation before. I've been traded by the Celtics to the Denver Nuggets and played against them, so I've been through the experience already. And you know, and now me being in my 9th year, you know, I'm pretty much over anything as far as me having any ego trip to trying to come back and prove something to them. I think now is just get the win on the road and let's just get out of there.
Cavos and the Seas tomorrow night. You can watch it play out in full color on WUAB 43 The Block. We are your home for Cavalier basketball. Cleveland State Vikings are still playing to empty green seats at their beautiful downtown arena, and CSU's new basketball coach Mike Garland is finding out just how difficult this job is going to be. Vikings get Wright State tonight at the Convo, and CSU goes in with a 7-game losing streak and an 0-2 record in the Horizon League. We'll have the highlights. The Indians report to Winter Haven in 43 days. February 20th is the start of spring training, and the Tribe continues to bolster that bullpen. The Indians signed Jose Jimenez to a 1-year deal. Jimenez, with the Rockies last year, provides more depth and experience to the back end of the pen that looks very good as long as Bob Wickman comes back healthy. We'll hear from Mark Shapiro tonight at 10 on WUAB 43 The Block. Bears and Falcons are talking with LSU coach and former Browns defensive coordinator Nick Saban. Saban just led LSU to a national title. Giants were interested, but Saban wanted more time, and they hired Tom Coughlin. LSU is reportedly ready to offer Saban a 10-year deal worth $3 million a year. Saban has made no secret of the fact that the NFL appeals to him. And Gateway, the computer company, offering $10 million to USC and LSU to play one more football game and decide who's college football's national.
Could they do that?
I don't, the NCAA will never go for it.
I don't think
but it
so.
sounds great,
Well,
doesn't
they
it?
need to blow up that BCS.
Yeah, the BCS
sell
is
some
horrible.
tickets, couldn't
Yeah,
they?
they'd sell a few tickets. One or two.
All right, thanks, Duff. Michael Jackson, Joe Millionaire, the Pope, and Noah's Ark.
Next, hear what these 4 have in common. Now, this is pretty far out, gang, but Michael Jackson is expected to star in a movie called Miss Castaway.
Yeah, the storyline, the Pope calls on Jackson, of all people, to help potential beauty queens. Agent MJ arrives in a beam of light to help a group of beauty pageant contestants who crash land on a deserted island and find Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
This is believable, huh? Also in the movie, Joe Millionaire's Evan Marriott and Eric Roberts, and we don't know yet who is going to play the Pope.
Yeah, no disrespect to the Holy Father, but I think that's direct to video.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, thank you for choosing 19 Action News at 6. The CBS Evening News is up next.
Be sure to watch 19 Action News at 10 on 43 The Block, and we'll see you right back here at 11 on Cleveland's CBS 19.
Have a good night.